Is the Monday morning live stream, meditation, all kinds of good stuff, and the last broadcast on this channel. Yes, last broadcast on this channel because we are switching to the Thrive Like a Viking channel. Because, yeah, over the years, I have had so many different things on this channel, this Nate Murray channel, and I actually I actually removed a bunch of the videos and stuff, and it's just too all over the place. So a lot of the subscribers and stuff like that don't have any interest in this sort of blossoming spiritual community that we are creating, and so we're just gonna start our own new thing and see how that goes. Okay. And yes, remember on that channel, when we get to 1,000 subs and regular activity, we will do 2 of these a week. We can, if you guys want, we can do 2 of these a week. Because, I'm pretty much full-time content creator now, which is kind of crazy to even say, because just like a handful of years ago, I was living in the mountains, totally off grid, 100%, didn't sign in to any social media at all for 4 years, not even Facebook or nothing. I mean, it was totally off grid, way out in the sticks, living a life that I thought I would never come back from. That was it. That was going to be life, of course. And but then that all collapsed, and so here I had to come back. And then I was like, man, what am I going to do now? And so I said, well, I should become a social media person. So here we are. Okay, guys. So Teresa, yes, I'm glad you are here, my friend. Thank you for the email the other day. That got me so inspired, and then it just makes sense now. With that needs to be way a focus, a primary, writing the book, the gardening book. Even though the book of my life and things like that, that's coming as well, but that's a little bit more complex. That has to be like really written. Whereas the gardening book, like you said, it is already written. I can just see it all crystal clear. I just need to find out how to do it, like actually do it, So yes, thank you all. Shawnee, hello, my friend. 8A Gardening in Clay, hello, my friend. On the Go said, why did it collapse? Because you're talking about my life out there in California, in the mountains, it collapsed because the industry that I was out there for and that was paying for everything, the land and the farm that I was buying and all this stuff and all of the activity and everything, the industry that we were all involved with, the bottom fell out of it all, collapsed. And so there was no more money. And so once the money was gone, then people were just leaving in droves, and so it was a really crazy, hectic time. People were losing their farms and stuff like that. Because imagine you've got this whole thing where money, you're paying for all these things. You got $1 million or $2 million in debt with all your stuff, but you're able to pay all the payments. But then all of a sudden that faucet gets turned off, and you get zero income now. And now, like, immediately, and you haven't saved anything, so it's like immediately everything just collapses. And so that's what happened there. If it hadn't happened there, then I would still be there. Yeah, no doubt. But here we are, It took me some time to really see to really turn things around as far as my mental state. That depressed me for a long time. But then I had to just pull myself up and do the practices and do all kinds of things and really to turn it around. And then now, turns out, of course, like everything in life has been for my greater good. Absolutely for my greater good in every way. I'm infinitely healthier, happier, more at peace, everything is completely changed. When I was living in the mountains, life was very chaotic. So, Pilar says, we are happy you are doing this now, Nate. Thank you. Yes, you're welcome, my friend. I'm glad you are all here as well. And TC, everything happens for a reason. That is exactly true, my friend. Even if at the time I couldn't see it, it just took a little while. It just took a little while to see it. So AA Gardening says, crazy series on Netflix on Humboldt County. Yeah, I know. Everybody's like, have you seen Murder Mountain? Did you see the documentary Murder Mountain? I was like, guys, I lived on just the other side of the 101 from Murder Mountain. I mean, I know exactly I couldn't even watch it. It was like PTSD in too many ways. I just couldn't even watch it. And there's no need to because I lived it and stuff. So, yeah, if you guys want to know what I'm talking about, check out Murder Mountain. And that is not anything special that happened. That was all around us in all of Humboldt County. So, yeah, it's actually even much more hardcore than Murder Mountain documentary was. That's the stuff that will come out in the book of my life, not the gardening book. So, Donna, hello, my friend. Good morning. A quick weekend trip to Hot Springs. Man, it has been hot. Headed back to Texas. Nice. Yeah, I used to love some hot springs. Harbin Hot Springs in California was amazing. It was incredible. Went there for several years until a fire came through and wiped the whole thing out. So yes, we will be getting into our meditation here before long. I just want to see who all's here. Good morning, Danielle. Says, morning, Nate. Listening in from New York while I tend to my boys. 3 months and 23 months. Enjoy the vibes. All right. I'm glad you're here, my friend. Just absorb the positivity. That's what it's all about. And hello, PA. And let's see. Amex says, good morning, Nate and everyone. Looking forward to today. Garden was destroyed during storm that came through Friday night. Need to get recentered and move forward. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. This will be perfect for that because we can come to the now and not lament the story of the garden because it's what is done is done. So now you can look forward and move into more progress. Definitely. Things will grow. So let's see. Okay, guys. Well, let us begin with a little bit of meditation. What do you say? So Jennifer Combs, good morning from Florida. Hello. Maggie Smith, howdy from West Virginia. There you have it. Said, appreciate your playlist on the Master Cleanse. I just got all supplies and started. All right. So you're on day 1 of the Master Cleanse or what? A lot of you guys on this channel right now at this moment can understand what the Master Cleanse is all about. So let us all wish this person luck. There you have it. We wish you luck with the Master Cleanse. You have nothing to lose except years of built up toxic sludge. So there's really, I'm excited for you, my friend. And yes, once I figure out how to do it, I'm actually making I've got a couple ideas as far as websites, but I want to make like a course for the Master Cleanse. You know, it will cost a little bit, of course, but you will like sign up for it and then you get access to it and it will give you multiple videos of guidance every day during the 10 days. And then I'll even do a 30-day one that is like total, will have all kinds of different exercises, spiritual exercises involved, multiple, video kind of things for each day of the cleanse. But yeah, that's what I want to do is get the Master Cleanse course where you can, a couple $100 or something like that, and you get all access to it, and it guides you through it day by day, and it checks in with you and helps you do auxiliary exercises and things like this. Yeah, I know it's possible. All the content's already created. I just need to find the platform to make a video course. You know what I mean? So many things. So. Okay, my friends, let us commence with the meditation. So, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just relax. And it doesn't matter if you sit cross-legged, although that's the best, but if you sit in a chair or if you're wherever you're at, just make sure the spine is straight. This is important. And we will gently close our eyes. And we'll take a few deep, conscious breaths together, breathing fully in. Hold. And release. Again, breathing fully in. Hold and release. One more time, breathing fully in. Hold. Hold. And release. And now, just breathe naturally and normally. You are handing control of the breathing back to the natural intelligence of the body. You do not have to breathe in any particular way. You do not have to try and breathe deeper than normal or more shallow than normal. Just let the body breathe for you completely. Breathing in, breathing out. Notice how effortless the breath becomes when you simply step out of the way. You don't even have to try, you just allow. Allow the breath to do exactly what it wants to do. Now, during this meditation, there is no need to think of anything in particular. There's no need to say anything in the mind. Just put it all aside. There's no need to plan about what you're going to have for dinner tonight, or no need to worry about who's going to pick up the kids from swimming on Thursday. Just let it all rest. It will still be there when the meditation is over, but just put it on the shelf. Put your entire life on the shelf for just a few minutes while we train the mind. Now, as you breathe in naturally and normally, and you breathe out effortlessly, become aware of the sensation of air as it flows past your nostrils, into your nose, and fills your lungs. The chest expands until it's nice and full, and then the exhalation, where the air falls back out of the body. Focus all your attention only on the sensation of air as it flows in and out. As you breathe in and out, remain completely aware of every aspect of the breath. Feel the body as it breathes in, becomes nourished by the air and the oxygen, and breathing out, how it expels the waste product. During this process, if you find that your mind has wandered away to some thoughts or some planning for the future or some argument that you had with a friend 5 days ago, wherever the mind goes, just don't follow it. Bring your attention back to the sensation of air as it flows in and out. If there are noises in your environment, the sound of cars or the sound of people talking, or even the sound of my voice, don't make any effort to try to understand anything. Just allow the sound waves to flow through the air and to play with your eardrums. Effortless. Some of you may find that you cannot go but a single breath before the mind wanders away to something else. Be patient with yourself, my friend. Be gentle with yourself. It has been perhaps your entire lifetime the mind has been allowed to run wild. Just gently bring it back to the sensation of air as it flows in and out. At this point, for some of you, after several weeks of practice, you may already have begun to notice you can focus on the breath for many breaths. 3, 5, 10, 20. No need to count them, but you will begin to feel. Feel the breath. Feel how you are being sustained by this life support system we call Earth. Every breath you are breathing out is nourishing the plant life. And every breath they are breathing out is nourishing your life. It is perfect symbiosis. Feel this perfection. Feel the gravity of the earth. It's like a gentle hug from the mother. We are almost at the completion of this meditation. So really make an effort this last minute to focus only on your breathing. Remain fully aware, vigilant, alert, alive. Together, let us take a few deep, conscious breaths, breathing fully in. Hold and let it go. Again, breathing fully in as deeply as you can. Hold and let it go. One more, breathing fully in. Hold. Hold. And let it go. Okay, my friends. That was a very nice meditation. I could feel you guys. I can feel some of you, your mind is getting stronger. Your mind is getting clearer already after just a couple of weeks. Isn't it? You can tell. Guys, this clarity has no boundaries. This sense of peace that you feel has no bottom to it. It's bottomless. It just keeps expanding. More peace and more clarity and more compassion and more light and more positivity. It just keeps expanding. It does. So this is the very beginning, is by training the mind to focus where you want it to focus. Because so many of us go our whole life where the mind is just running rampant and we don't even realize it. We become completely engulfed in the story of me, of what I think that I am. This is the mind. This is the ego. This is what we are calling the ego, the story of me, the life that I think that I have had, the relationships and the interactions with people and the values that I think that I have, all of this stuff is all a story in the mind. There is, and through meditation you see all of this. It becomes clearer and clearer. But there is the reality of what is, which is always perfectly neutral, always perfectly as it is. And then there is the storyline created around it. And therein lies the suffering, the stress, the depression, the lack of motivation, the self-loathing. It all lies within the story that we have fabricated around the reality of what is. Yes? And so through these meditation practices, more and more as you watch the mind, you become the ever vigilant watcher of the mind. You will become more and more aware of what the commentator in the mind is saying, what the storyline, how it's being created around something that actually is free of a story or free of meaning. This is what the human ego does, the mind. when we're using it in this term. The human egoic mind is a meaning generating machine. It takes the perfect neutrality of nature, of what is, and it infuses it with what it perceives as meaning. But the meaning is completely relative to the individual that is perceiving it. There's no inherent meaning or purpose in the situation itself. There is no good or bad inherent in anything. It is only the process of thinking in the human mind that labels it as good or bad. And the storyline that we are creating with all these different layers and depths about what I am and who I am and all of these is completely a fabrication in the mind, guys. And through meditation, through the practices, we begin to see this more and more. And why is it important that we see this? Because the more that we can see this, the more that our true nature is allowed to reveal itself. Our true nature, beyond the self, beyond the mind-made me that I think that I am, that has these problems and that deals with depression and stuff like that. The real you, the self with a capital S, the one infinite self, the mind of God, that is what you actually are. You have just forgotten. You have forgotten. But as you remember more and more what you actually are and you feel it, then the stresses of your everyday life lose their importance. They lose their grip on you because you become what you are, the observer, the witnessing presence of the universe. That is what you are. And not the little tiny stress or the person that's depressed or the person that's fearful to talk to others, the person that is hates themselves because they're antisocial or their people don't like them or all of this is all the story. It has nothing to do with your real nature. Your personality has nothing to do with your real nature of pure light. And the more that we practice this, the more that we feel this. We can intellectually think about it right now. We can think, okay, yeah, so I'm a being of pure light, essentially a dream in the mind of God. We could say it this way. That's what okay, I get it. So let's all just be happy now. No, not like that, my friends. What I'm talking is a realization, not an understanding. A realization means that something has become a reality for you. And when you feel this, it's an energetic shift in perspective. It's an energetic shift in the seat of where you think you are located. You think that there's something back here that is kind of controlling all these things in life, and you call it me. You say that, well, I'm here somewhere. We think that maybe we're like trapped in this body. My soul is trapped in the body or something. This is a common, illusion, a common thought that the soul is somehow trapped in this body. But it's so much grander than that. This body is actually in the mind. Everything that appears to be is a manifestation of the one mind. And so we see this more and more as we delve deeper into the workings of the mind, as we just observe, and it creates through these meditations, and we will have a progress. You will see once we start this new channel, I'm gonna be making it more structured, so that there will be sort of a theme each week, and there will be progress, so that you will be able to see within yourself the workings of all of this. And as we sharpen the mind with this type of meditation, then we are going to use that like a scalpel to go deep into the mind. And you can heal anything that you think is unhealed in yourself, you can heal it. Absolutely 100%. You can become whole. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what has happened to you in the past. It doesn't matter. Because right now, your real nature is perfectly free. It's always free. The you that lives outside of the entire complex storyline of everything that you think you are and stuff, The real nature is perfectly weightless, perfectly at peace, and perfectly just infinite compassion. Yes, this is your nature. Graham, let's see here. So, what's up, my friend? It says, "Hi, Nate. People's conscience have been corrupted. The biggest trick the devil ever played was to convince the world he didn't exist." Yes, my friend, it has definitely become corrupted, no doubt. Because how do you, okay, let's just use analogies, all right? So, let us say that each one of us is um, an infinite immortal being, that an infinite immortal God. For we're just using language here, okay? So each one of us is like an immortal God that is boundless and lives in heaven all the time, just boundless joy. Now, how would you, let us say that in this analogy, that is um, what each of us actually are. Now, how could you possibly enslave those gods? How could you possibly? I mean, they're everything. They're infinite. They're immortal. How could they wouldn't fear death because what they can't die. Nothing can die. Nothing has been born, so nothing can die. And so, how would you get them to do what you want? And meaning, how would you get them to? How would you enslave them? The only way to do that is to trick them into enslaving themselves. And how do you do that? You get them to identify themselves with the five senses. This is the crucial link, and this is the foundation of everything that we see in the media, in the entertainment, and all of this kind of. It's all trying to get you to self-identify with as small of form as possible. Okay, because then you are going from all that is the infinite energy of the universe. That is your real nature, my real nature. There is no you and me. There is only the one. There's only the unified energy. And so you have to get them, the people, to focus and self-identify as a small, like as a person that has a life, and that I'm at this social status, or I'm this race, or I'm this gender, or I'm this, sexual orientation. That to just keep trying to put it in as small and small and small of a category as possible, to try to take that infinite mind of infinite wisdom and potential and stuff it into as small of a box as possible. And that way, you will have these gods forgetting of their true power, their immortal nature. And therefore, they will look to you for the power, because they will feel powerless when they're this big, thinking that they're in a tiny little confined box of personhood, instead of remembering their true nature. And not just remembering it intellectually, but feeling it. They feel their true nature, the connectedness with all things, the connectedness with all beings. It used to be like this thousands of years ago. It used to be like this thousands of years ago, when mankind, or the human energy, was, well, almost telepathic in a way, in the sense that everyone felt the one connectedness. And we've become more and more individualized like this. And we have fallen from this state of connectedness to all things, to the earth. Because when we were connected to the earth, see, so many people say, well, how could there's never been an advanced civilization on earth, because where's the artifacts? We don't see any of their, essentially what they're saying is, we don't see any of their trash. So they couldn't have been advanced civilizations, because where's all their mountains of trash? No, my friend, you are only perceiving that from your current level of understanding, which is confined and boxed in, because a advanced race, an advanced species, an advanced people would understand the nature of the system that sustains them. They would feel it, and so they would understand that they are not separable from the earth. They would understand, they would see with crystal clear vision that whatever happens to the earth happens to them. And so they would feel that the earth is an extension of their self. And so they would never do anything that would destroy the health of the mother that sustains them. So they wouldn't build these buildings like we build. They wouldn't have all this garbage. They wouldn't have these mountains of garbage and this polluting the oceans and the sewers with poisons in it and growing our food with poison. An advanced race would never do anything like that. They would live in perfect harmony with the system that sustains them. So we wouldn't find their artifacts. We wouldn't find their artifacts. Okay? We would, because they wouldn't have any. Okay? You understand what I'm saying with this, guys? And so yeah. Okay. Selma said something. I wanted to see. Selma Key, hello. Said, hey, Nate, due date is tomorrow. My husband passed away 3 weeks ago. Kept very grounded through the death by focusing on honoring him. Learned a lot about the meaning of life. Very clarifying experience. Whoa, my friend. Wow. Let us all send Selma some healing energy. Yes, oh dear. Yes, my friend. Well. Yes. Yes, my friend. My heart is with you. My heart is with you. The infinite spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say. Infinite spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say. That is the mantra, my friend. So I hope that you will, I'm wishing you positive energy and healing and good health with the baby. Your due date is tomorrow. Okay, incredible, good. Thank you for being here, my friend. So Brian says, love meditation with my wife. I have noticed that the peels of stress have started to fall away and the calm has started to take over our everyday life. Much peace, my friends. Yes, Brian, yes. And this peace is not something that you are having to go out and get from somewhere. This is what we have to see right from the beginning, that all we are doing is getting out of the way. We are just allowing to be what is our natural state, which is thriving. Our natural state is peace. Our natural state is the connectedness with all things. Not just the thought energy of, okay, yeah, all things are connected. No, the feeling of being connected to all things, of feeling deeply grounded, like you have a root that is going deep into the earth and way into the ether. So let us see here. Matthias says, this is why authorities, including religious authorities, didn't like mystics, because mystics can't be made afraid. Alan Watts elaborates on this topic a lot. Yes, the great Alan Watts. A lot of good things to say, that man. And absolutely, this is why exactly what I was saying, that they want to just confine you, because the Illuminati, the Club of Rome and the Bilderberg groups and all of this stuff is formulated to come up with the plan to, hey, how do we get these infinite beings of pure light to work for us? Okay. Because they're not gonna, how are we gonna sell that to them? Well, you're not, because they're free. They're infinitely free right now. Nothing has to happen in life for you to be free. You are actually as free right now as you can ever be. You've never been enslaved. But most people this doesn't make any sense to them because they haven't seen it yet. It hasn't become a reality for them yet. And so they think, well, no, something's got to happen first. I've got to, something's got to change, or I've got to do something first before I can be free. No, that's actually not true. Some people will hear this message and that they are infinitely free right now and that you are already in heaven. That's mind-blowing to some people. And they'll hear that message and they'll just totally deny it. They'll say, oh, no. That's actually not true. That can't be true. And the ego will take over. But then some people will hear it and recognize a bit of truth to it. and say, okay, now I sense something is true about that, but what is it? But then some other people will hear this one time and immediately become liberated, and because they're ripe for it. We'll see. It's yeah, guys, pouring out the love to Selmi. Selmi Aki says, Amex says, my heart is with you and wish you peace and love with your new baby. Ursula says, water is a powerful conduit for grief. Yes, water. Selma says, the ancient customs were the most healing. Washing his body after he passed was so important. You've got to stay fully present through the experience of grief. Everything meaningless fades away. Yes, my friend. What country are you in at this time? So Ms. T says, Selmi Aki, sending many high vibrations, strong positive energy, and many healing blessings. Yes, my friend. Lisa T says, Selmi Aki, so glad you are here today. I honor you and your family and wish you all full and healthy grieving and full and healthy joy with his birth. Yes. The health of the baby is going to be fantastic. I feel this. Val says, as a man thinketh, I started out thinking, no way. Now I'm a believer. What are your thoughts on healing yourself? Oh man, thoughts on healing yourself? There is actually no other way to heal yourself. Or there actually is no other way to healing but through yourself. But it's we're using language. And language is full of paradox. Okay, so it's there's so many paradox. So we say that healing can only be done through yourself. But the self that we're talking about is not the egoic mind, the me that I think I am, the mind that feels pride or that feels like I'm doing something. No, the real self, the mind of God, the one. And only through that does the healing happen. And once you heal this lost connection with yourself, it is everything else falls in line. Once the transition has been made once the seat of your awareness has gone from being like somewhere up in here in the mind where you think that you're like a separate entity moving through space and all these things are happening, once it goes from being a person, a little me, once the perception switches to the big infinite me and you feel no longer a locality, you feel a oneness you feel infinite, like there's no boundaries to anything, then everything becomes clear. How to act, what to say, how to live, everything becomes crystal clear because it's the infinite wisdom that is guiding you and is guiding things. So, Vera says, our self-healing strength is so great. It is about believing it, about trust, about communicating with your body and your soul and your guides. Yes, absolutely. And the more that you do this, the more that you see. And the more that you see, the more that you believe and that you experience. And it compounds on itself. Yes. Yes, a lot of love pouring out to the Selmi Aki, Canada. Okay, that's where you're at. Okay. Old Town says, I'm in the awe of feeling free. Oh man, absolutely, guys. Your natural state is that of pure freedom. Totally free. Doesn't matter what has happened in the past or in the future or nothing. Nothing matters because it's stainless. But a lot of people, well, I won't get into that right now. Let us just open up. The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. I'm just going to open the book randomly and just read one paragraph and we'll just see, okay? So let's see. We set our own limitations. Do we desire to live in a world where people... Do we desire to live in a world peopled with friends who love us, surrounded by things beautiful and pleasing? There is but one way, and this way is as certain as the sun that shines. Daily, we must control all thought that denies the real. We must affirm the divine presence within us. Then, as the mist disappears before the sun, so shall adversity melt before the shining radiance of our exalted thought. You see, I've gone through this entire book, and underlined and highlighted over the time. And it's so what is it saying? So do we desire to live in a world peopled with friends who love us, surrounded by things beautiful and pleasing? Then there is one way. Daily, we must control all thought that denies the real. We must affirm the divine presence within us. And then, as certain as the sun that shines. So we can take that and we can say, this is exactly what we have been talking about. That we just, at first, if you just deny the thought of that denies the real, and that you affirm the thought of the real. So what does that really mean? That means watching the mind and seeing the self-talk that is happening, seeing the limiting beliefs that you are actually repeating to yourself in your mind when you go about your day-to-day life. And as you become aware of this through the meditation practice, you will begin to hear more and more the commentator in the mind. And then you'll begin to understand what it's saying, because it creates like, this is the key, guys. This is the secret. This is the purpose of all meditation. Although I can't just say it to you, you have to be led to this understanding. But here is the purpose. It is to create the disassociation between the thoughts, the thinker in the mind, the me that I think that I am, the energetic presence that I think is me, to disassociate it with the observer of all of this, because the observer is the infinite presence. There's no beginning or end to the presence. There's no bounds to the presence. It's not confined to the mind. The mind, the body, everything is within the presence. You begin to see all of this with the meditation practice. So, but again, you can't just hear someone say that and all of a sudden get it. You have to go there with your own practice. So, do you want to read one more paragraph? Okay, so we'll just read one more paragraph. There is then no limitation outside our own ignorance. And since we can all conceive of a greater good than we have so far experienced, we all have the ability to transcend previous experiences and rise triumphant above them. But we shall never triumph over them while we persist in going through the old mental reactions. You see? So he is saying that you have to formulate an image in your mind that is greater than the greatest that you currently understand. You have to, this is also a type of meditation. At first, it's like effort. It's like work, but you have to formulate this vision in the mind that is greater than the greatest that you've experienced so far. And then let go of the ones that are nagging you, all of these cyclical thoughts that aren't really serving any purpose in your life. They are just reaffirming the state that you have been in. You see, if you keep doing what you've been doing, you will keep getting what you've been getting. This is absolutely true with the mind. So, Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. It's a big read, but I highly suggest it. I've been reading it for quite some time. So some other books that we're going to be doing, so as the winter comes in, we're going to discuss more cold training and also sauna training. And I'll give you guys some links to a good wood-fired sauna, wood-fired sauna tent, a cheap one that I was using last year. Also a home steam room. I mean, a couple $100, cheap. But yes, we need to, everyone viewing this needs to be doing contrast therapy. And because it's all tied in. It's all tied into the feeling, into the health and the abounding nature of thriving. And so you should, I would suggest these two books, get them at some point, because we'll be like going over certain things on the new channel, Breath by James Nestor. Super good, because we're going to be doing some breathing exercises, definitely. The Wim Hof book, of course. This, guys, Wim Hof, the baddest man on the planet. That takes a lot for me to say that. The most inspirational and the baddest man on the planet, Wim Hof, hands down. So, I mean, that's a figure of speech, of course. But I highly suggest that you read both of these books, get them, because we will be going over concepts from them throughout the winter. Okay. Also, of course, As a Man Thinketh, you want to get this one, because we'll be doing certain things from that from time to time. And then The Biology of Belief, we will also be going over that. over the winter time. All of these kind of things, because it is all food for the soul, man. The mind loves this. As the winter time comes, or the summertime for some of you, but definitely the winter time here. And things go from being outside, and the energy is of growing and of fruiting, and everything is the garden is abounding and bursting with life, and all of the animals have had their young, and they're like growing up into the sunrise of their life. Well, as the winter approaches, the plants begin to die back, the harvest time comes, the animals start nesting and start putting on weight to survive over the winter. And we also take these cues from the mother, from Earth, and we move more towards an introspection, a time of introspection, a time of rejuvenation. That's what the winter is for. All right. And so we feed the garden of the mind with this wholesome knowledge that is in these talks, that is in these books, that is in the practices. So all of that stuff. So, guys, next time it is going to be, this is the last one on this channel. I'm going to start a Thrive Like a Viking channel. That's going to be the name. And I will put the link, as soon as I do that, I'll put the link to that channel in this description. So you will have to sign up. You will have to join that channel, okay? Because I want that channel to just be the true believers. I mean, the inner circle tribe there, all right? And so that way we will be able to weed out the people that have just like wanted to use the Master Cleanse to lose a bunch of weight real fast and stuff. That's what like most of the subscribers on this channel are. I know. So I want it to just be distilled, So we're going to start this, and you guys can say you were there at the very beginning, and we'll just see where it goes, because in my mind and in my life, this is more important, much more important than even all the gardening stuff. That's one aspect, but this stuff is way more just important. I don't know, and powerful. So yes. So Taida, yes, good to see you here. So all you guys will have to be there next time, okay? So so you're gonna subscribe to that channel. I'll put the link in the description. I should have made that channel already. I don't know what I was thinking, but I will do it, and it will be called Thrive Like a Viking. Thank you all for the suggestions, all of the names and stuff like that. A lot of them were super good. A lot of them people were just kind of say whatever they want and then put Like a Viking at the end. So they didn't exactly work out as channel names, keeping in line with the brand of Like a Viking, So yeah, I mean, it's going to be cool. So all the videos and stuff like that, we'll just do every Monday. We'll continue doing this, and but there's going to be a bit more structure to it. So I hope you guys don't mind, because otherwise it could get repetitive in the sense, I mean, which is also good. Repetition is key, but we need a little bit more structure so that we can just flow in a different way. Yeah. So let's see here. Joe Slack says, yes, it is great. Quiet time listening. Yes, I love that. And I like these kind of videos because when I cook or something like that, I will put on this exact type of video. Just someone flow of thoughts or whatever it is, a podcast. I like that. And so Teresa says, we will follow you through this amazing journey, Nate. Blessings to you, my extraordinary Viking friend. Yes, thank you so much for the positivity, Teresa. You've been very helpful, very inspirational, because I was putting the gardening book on the back burner, but it just makes all the sense in the world. I'm going to do it this winter. So I just need to, work out the specifics of how to organize the book and everything, like how to lay it out and how you even go about doing that, because the book is all already written in the mind. I mean, everything. And yeah, it will include so many things, including many simple recipes. This is important, I'm finding, because so many people are like, Nate, I've grown this great garden and stuff, but now what do we do with it? We don't know how to use collard greens or beet greens and stuff like that. Guys, I'm eating that stuff all the time. We even juiced some squash yesterday, some summer squash, because there's so many of them. So, Blue Wolf says, we learn to tend our soul here. That's a good way to put it. Ms. T, Viking like a Viking. Yeah, I got it. Ursula, flow like water. Yeah. Flow like water. That is right, my friend. Taida says, wanted to let you know that I used the mantra you taught last week to avoid a panic attack on the way to a gig yesterday. Oh, nice. Nice. Yes, that is the one, guys. That is the one. You only need one mantra in life, and that is Infinite Spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say. And you just say this over and over and over, and repetition is what imprints on the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind begins to open up to the reality of this, that the infinite spirit goes before you and opens the way. So what you are doing is guided. It is effortless. And what you are saying, don't worry about it, because it's infinite wisdom tells you what to do and what to say. It is the once you get out of the way, and by you, I mean the you think you are right now, the ego mind, the me, the thinker, once you just get out of the way and you let the universe flow through you, then it's the power is just immense. I mean, immense. The energy is immense. And you don't worry about saying things wrong, or, oh, did I look the right way? Did I say exactly the right thing? No, none of that. You don't worry about any of that anymore because you're guided. The infinite wisdom is telling you what to say, and this is true. You can't, it's not convincing yourself that this is true. It's through the affirmations, through the repetition, and through the observing of your life, you see that this is actually true and always has been true. You just don't realize it's true. That's the thing. You're not tricking yourself into believing anything. You just come to see the reality of this, which is fantastic. Rune Master says, please do include recipes. All of yours that I've tried, I've loved. That kimchi recipe, oh man, good stuff. Oh yeah, man. Guys, I still got a big old jug of kimchi, a vat of kimchi in the basement. Well, actually, I just gave the last to my cousin, Isaiah, a couple days ago. But guys, the kimchi I made in September of last year, and it just was in the basement, and zero refrigeration whatsoever. It just got spicier and more soured with time. So yeah, guys, get on the kimchi train. And I'll be making a video probably tomorrow. I'll be releasing it on the Garden Like a Viking channel about how to grill the greens in the garden. This is the ultimate way that I have found for basically any of the garden greens. Barbara, happy to see you here. She says, happy birthday, happy belated birthday, Nate. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, this one just didn't seem like anything. It's just like, because it's just all now. It's just always now. So, Maggie Smith, fresh veggies is structured water source. Absolutely, this is true. This is the #1 way to get your water is through produce and fruits. I mean, through plants, because it energetically structures it. Salmi Aki, looking forward to the development of the channel. Thanks y'all for sending your love. Your energy is very tangible. Yes, my friend. Yes, can't wait for your garden book. All right, Ari, glad you like it. I've put progress is more important than perfection on my mobile phone screen. Progress is more important than perfection. I like that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's in line with my saying of done is better than perfect. Yes. So but remember guys, this is the last channel, the last video on this channel. So you're gonna have to, I'll put a link in the description of this video after I make it, but thrive like a Viking. That is where we're gonna go. And what do you think? Should I upload? No, I don't think so. I was gonna upload the previous talks that we've had, but I don't think so. I think we'll just start fresh. What do you think? There's no need to upload those previous talks. Yeah, I will just start fresh so that we can all start with a brand new channel and see where it goes. We can all be a part of it. Yeah? Who knows? I mean, I started that gardening channel like that. It was just like, hey, because I was putting gardening videos on this channel, a bunch of them and stuff, and they just weren't really doing much because I was doing all kinds of other things and stuff. And I was like, I should start a separate channel for gardening. And as soon as I started that channel, just boom. Well, it wasn't as soon. It took several months, actually. But then it all just worked. Val says, yeah, I don't know. Those were some really good talks. Yeah, I know. That's where I feel. But yeah. Pilar says, start fresh. Okay. Vera says, start fresh. Yes. Amex says, yes, stay fresh. Okay. that settles it. Then that's what we'll do, because that's kind of what I was leaning towards anyways. But yeah, I'm glad you guys agree. So we'll just start fresh, and we'll see where it goes. Okay. So we are pretty much at the end. I like to keep these to an hour. So I really appreciate you guys. This was a great talk with everybody. Barbara says, I cannot find a kimchi recipe I like. Try the one on my Garden Like a Viking channel. That's the best one that I have found. And there's no fish sauce in it. I don't like the taste of fish sauce. Kind of ruins the kimchi for me. Just because I lived in Southeast Asia. I mean, I lived in Thailand for over a year, and the smell of the Thai markets and stuff like that are like really heavy in the fish stench, and so fish sauce and all that stuff, like, oh man. And I got sick a couple of times. So to me, the fish sauce is not something I like to eat anymore. So for that reason, I make the kimchi without any fish sauce. Okay. So let's see. Nita, hello, my friend, says, hey, Nate, good luck for your new channel and keep sharing your knowledge as always. I will do exactly that. So hope to see all of you guys. James, yes. Brian, yes. TC, all of that. Pam. Hope to see all of you guys at the new channel next week, and we will start fresh and we will see what happens. So okay, my friends, thank you. Every Monday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Thrive Like a Viking channel. There will be this live. And at some point, we'll start 2 lives a week, maybe, if we're all into it. And every Saturday, 12 noon, at the Garden Like a Viking channel, of course, a live Q&A. Okay? So, thank you, my friends.